Hello again, and welcome once more to another installment of Denton's Story Time. Now, what great, gripping tale do I have for you this time? Well, this time I want to talk about Odin's horse. No, not what you're thinking. Not the eight-legged Sleipnir. No, but a tree. Yes, that is what I said. A tree. An ash tree. YGGDRASILL, the great world tree of Norse mythology. Now, Yggdr is a name for Odin, meaning one who inspires awe, or terrifying, one you could say. And Drasill is a fancy poetic name for a horse. Thus, the name of the tree is Odin's horse. Yes. Why is a tree also a horse? I mean, that's a pretty good question. The answer really isn't quite so good. That's Old Norse gallows humour, you could say, since Odin hung himself from the great world tree for 9 days and 9 nights. So he was seen as riding the horse. Tally-ho! No, it doesn't make a lick of sense, does it? I mean, since he was hanging down from the tree, not sitting up on it, and, well, I've never seen a rider hanging under a horse. Well, unless, of course, the garth strap breaks, and then I mean, who am I to question the wisdom of the ancients? Now, Odin, he was a very complex character. Oh, complex, you wouldn't believe how complex he was. And he tried to secure knowledge. Now, no matter what was required to get it, knowledge was power, and he would try anything to gain knowledge. He really wanted it. And despite being the king of the gods, and you would assume the chief lawmaker, the one who would make sure everybody obeyed the law and did things properly and all that, he would resort to deception, betrayal, the occasional murder or two. He would break oaths, he would break vows. Basically, he would do anything to gain what he wanted. And he wanted knowledge. Yes, I'm afraid Odin's moral compass didn't really point true north by a very long way. Anyway, so he hung himself from YGGDRASILL for 9 days and 9 nights in order to gain knowledge of other worlds and to understand and use the runes. Now, he didn't eat or drink when, as he said himself, he sacrificed himself to himself. Now, that's a really neat trick if you can do it and still be alive and kicking afterwards, I can tell you. He also sacrificed his eye in Mimir as well, and he stabbed himself with his mighty spear, Gungnir, in a sort of symbolic suicide ritual. I mean, he didn't really intend to actually kill himself, but it certainly looked good to shove his spear into himself. When Odin wanted something, well, he just didn't know when to stop. No. But it worked. He gained great knowledge. He could now use the runes. Yes, and he could be even more deceitful and underhand than he'd been previously. Not that wouldn't have been rather difficult. A great tree of life. This amazing thing was also referred to as YGGDRASILL's aska, the ash tree of Odin's horse. It also doesn't make a lick of sense either, but anyway. Though, oddly enough, for such an important object, I mean, this is central to all Old Norse belief and mythology, the tree that binds the 9 worlds together, touching every aspect of their world, well, there's actually very few references to it in the Poetic Edda. You might think it would be on every other page, but surprisingly, it isn't. In Hávamál, Odin tells us how he hung from the tree for 9 nights and 9 days in search of knowledge and all that. And in Völuspá, we are told of the great tree's fate at Ragnarok, the battle that will end the world, when the tree will burn, symbolizing the end of everything, of the gods, the mortals, the 9 realms. The destruction of YGGDRASILL means the destruction of everything. Bang! Everything gone, pile of dust everywhere. Oh well, that's your lot. Völuspá also tells us how the tree was speckled with white clay. Yes, speckled with white clay. Though why that should be isn't mentioned. It seems rather pointless, really. I mean, what would be achieved by chucking clay at a tree? I don't know. And it also tells us how YGGDRASILL was maintained, how it was nourished, since it was tended by the Nornir, or Norns, or well, at least 3 Nornir. The ones who were named, and they were Urdur, Verdundi, and Skuld. Now, there were many other Norns deciding the destiny of everyone in the 9 realms. I mean, there were Norns all over the place, everywhere, not even in Scandinavia, they were everywhere. But only those 3 tending the great ash tree are named. The multitudinous other Norns didn't have that responsibility, and we have no idea who they were. There was a well at the tree's roots called the Urdabrunner, the Well of Urd, referring to one of the Norns. And the 3 Nornir drew water from the well, pouring it over the tree's roots. I suppose they did a bit of destiny deciding in their spare time. There are 3 routes actually mentioned, though there may well have been more. One of them reaching into Jotunheimr, the realm of the giants. Another into Hell, the realm of the dead, presided over by the goddess of the dead of the same name. And another into Osgard, the home of the gods. Presumably another would have reached into Midgard, the realm of humans, but that isn't mentioned. We just suppose there probably was one. Like many trees, Yggdrasil is inhabited by various creatures, which include a hawk or an eagle perched up at the top, doing what I don't really know, but it's up there anyway. On the route down in Hell, there's a dragon, or a worm or a snake. The word ormer is used, which can mean any of those things. Take a pick. And Grundasmal tells us there are other slithery things down there as well, which probably are better not to be gone into. And there's a squirrel. Yes, a squirrel. I mean, all good trees have a squirrel. And this squirrel runs up and down from the dragon or worm or snake up to the eagle. And why it does that, I really don't know. It just does. So that is the story of Yggdrasil, the great ash tree or horse at the center of Old Norse mythology, the binding force of the 9 realms. I hope you enjoyed the little video, and I shall see you hopefully in the next one. Or, well, yeah, rather I suppose you'll see me, but oh, you know what I mean.